What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of Dreamer Talks. I am your host, 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤𝐞 Jr. Today, I am joined by Marques Johnson, the owner and head trainer here at Hoop Dream Society. Marques, I appreciate you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
For real, of course. Really excited about this. Love everything that you've been doing. Been following you for a while, obviously with basketball specifically. But, I wanted to start off this interview by asking you, what is your definition of success?
I think in a nutshell, success obviously is defined differently, right, by different people.
Right.
It could be some people want money, some people want, just to be happy, be comfortable. Me personally, I want to have more time, right?
More time. Okay.
Time. So everything I do is for me to put myself in a position to get more time available to spend with my family, spend with myself, travel, do things that I want to do. I feel like that's the most important thing in this world. It's probably the only thing you can't get back.
Facts.
Right?
That's a fact.
So you can blow $100, but find a way to get that money back later, right?
That's
so
a fact.
once that hour's gone, that's just it.
Time is your biggest asset for sure.
Biggest asset, and I'm well aware of that. So I approach every situation with the mindset just to get more time. So for me being successful is not me bringing in a lot of money, not me opening up a bunch of facilities or locations. It's me just being able to spend time with my family, have fun, enjoy life. As I said, it's short. You don't know when it's going to end. So that's the biggest thing for me.
So tell me a little bit. So you're saying that, time, obviously, you want to be able to spend time and just have the freedom to just basically almost do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? How does that tie into what you've built here with Hoop Dream Society and how that has basically allowed you to be in control of your time, to spend time with your family, just do other things?
Okay. I mean, from the beginning, like I went to Boston University, came out, was trying to play overseas, trying to do different things, kept getting hurt, little injuries here and there. And it got to a point where I was working, just doing a 9-to-5 job. I did that for about 2-3 years or so. And just going into the office every day, right? It was just draining, waking up, I wasn't passionate about what I was doing. I didn't have any motivation to get up and go do it. It's something I figured I knew I had to do. I had to bring money in, I had to pay bills.
Absolutely.
So I had to get up and do it. And it was just a while. And I remember there was a time where I had a few people that were close to me pass away. And it really just hit me. I'm like, listen, I'm wasting time in here, right? I'm building someone else's dream. There's someone up top that I never even met in this company. That's traveling the world, doing whatever they got to do, spending time with their loved ones, right?
Right.
So it got to a point where I was like, I went to my supervisor's office. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I got to leave. I got to quit. And he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I got to do my own thing.
Right.
I think I'm gonna get back into just basketball, building my own brand. He was like, all right. And basically, I put my 2 weeks in. I came back maybe the 2 days later, and I was like, I can't even stay here 2 more weeks.
Can't even do the 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's like,
can't even do the 2 weeks. Yeah. So wait, with all of that, was it obviously it's an easy decision, right? Yeah. But tell me a little bit more about that process of getting to the decision where, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna put in these 2 weeks. Was it something you just did it and didn't think of the ramifications and the effects of it? Or was it something that you kind of had to even convince yourself, okay, yeah, this isn't for me?
No, I don't think I really had to convince myself. I've always been confident in myself, right? I'm not have too much ego where I'm
but you knew.
But I knew I would be all right, in the
Okay,
situation. And since I was young, I have friends that could tell you, I've always said, even before I had the 9-to-5, when I was young, I was like, I never want to work a 9-to-5 job. And it was something I was saying when I was young, but I never even thought of it.
Yeah, you don't really know what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. I was saying, I don't want to do that. I want to do what I want to do. I want to have fun. I want to be passionate about it. So when that finally hit me, I take risks, but I take calculated risks, right?
Gotcha.
So I was in a situation where I was like, okay, if this goes wrong, okay, right now I can get a little support from here, and good support system around. I got uncles, I got my dad, my mom, my relatives, right? Even if I got to pull a little bit from here just to get me through, to maintain, I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna be able to do what I want to do. So, like I said, I calculated the risk. I had a little bit of 401k that I was building up. I was like, man, cashing that out. I take risks like that. Obviously, you get hit with penalties when you take it out.
Absolutely.
I was like, you know what? You can keep that little extra penalty. I'll take this. I'll survive as much as I can, and I'll just get after it. So, the biggest thing was me coming back after work, and I had an apartment with my friend, one of my best friends, and I would sit at the table and I would sit there for hours. I would board out, paper, just writing stuff down. Like,
so you're just planning it all out?
Just planning it out, yeah. So it was like, okay, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. Okay, write this out. I can get to this step. If I do this, I can generate this. And kind of like just dissecting what I needed to do. And one of my like favorite quotes that I came across, it says something like, people love to romanticize about their dreams, but dread the execution. Yeah.
No,
so that's the biggest thing.
So it sounds like you were in your execution when you were sitting at the table, really writing everything out.
Yeah. So it went from me thinking, okay, I can do this, because I was doing nonprofit like coaching at the time, and a few kids on the team were like, hey, the parents were like, hey, do you want to train my kids? So I was training them like a few kids, 3, 4 kids. I'm like, I can do something with this, but then it kind of manifests into more. Then I put it down on paper.
Right.
And I'm like, this is legit. That's when I really got to the point where I was like, if I get past this little hump, maybe a few months or so, and grow, I don't need this job. I don't need anything because I can do it,
Right. So tell me a little bit. So when you're in the process of writing everything down, tell me about that moment where you kind of look at everything that you've written down, right? This plan, this strategy that you put together to move away from the 9-to-5 job, where even you kind of like convince yourself, like it was like clear, like, oh, this is going to work. Like this works. Because I feel like a lot of times with us as dreamers, when we have these big goals, big dreams, and we take those calculated risks, there's still like a percentage of like, I don't know, like you said, like you're just like, if this fails, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that moment where you're like, oh no, this isn't gonna fail. This is actually gonna work. Tell me about that moment for you.
Like I said, after spending, like I said, hours and days of just putting stuff down, it was clear. It was just clear. It's hard to describe. Like when you're looking at the way the numbers add up, I'm looking at, okay, I don't have to work all these hours. I don't have to work 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
And I can actually help kids out, help them get in schools, help them get better at basketball. I can make money to be comfortable and live and do what I want to do. I don't have to be there 15 hours a week, And I'm getting more than what I was getting at this 9-to-5 job. So it was like, it just made complete sense to do,
So it's like you put in more time into it, so that way, like you said, in terms of your definition of success, you put more time into training, you put more time into basketball, helping the kids and things like that. And it's allowed you to have more time to have to yourself, have more personal time to yourself.
Yeah. But sorry, let me hit it.
No, go ahead.
But like I said, from the jump, I knew it wasn't gonna be, okay, we quit, we start training, and I got free time. I had free time in the sense that when I first started, I only had a few clients, but I wasn't like just sitting around until, okay, on the guys' session 7 o'clock tonight. No, I was on YouTube teaching myself, so I learned how to do like Facebook ads, right? I knew I needed that to learn how to market. I learned how to go and do the Instagram algorithms and different marketing strategies.
Yeah. So you were working on like the business side of the training while you were.
Yes.
That's major.
So it helped that I had the basketball obviously background already, so I knew enough to teach kids the basics, and that obviously that my training evolved over time.
Absolutely.
But from the beginning, I knew what I needed to do on the basketball side to work these kids out, put them through a good workout, and get them better. Yeah. It was more so like, how do I get seen? How do I get out there? How do I let people know that I'm training?
Right.
Like I said, fortunately, I'm from *𝐸 County, I'm from the area. I had success out here. I had a state championship, got state MVP, all that kind of stuff out here. Went and played Division I, and fairly like, it was a while ago now, 2005 I graduated, but now I'm at the age where a lot of the people I played with have kids that are like,
they're trying
7, 8, they're coming into it as well too. And they, I remember Marques Johnson, blah, blah. So it was kind of validated in that sense. And then, like I said, just actually taking it off the paper and then putting it out there, putting it online, doing the marketing. Okay, I'm doing a session. Here, let's see who shows up. Yeah.
That's good. But that has to be scary, I feel like, a little bit, where you, like you said, you, at least for the first time, you're learning the Facebook ads, algorithms, and everything like that. And you just put out a call, hey, I'm going to be at this gym at this time. And you're just like, let's see who shows up. And like, tell me about that process, like that, initial fear where it's like, all right, I don't know who about to show up.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like for you in terms of processing that?
It was definitely uneasy, like at first. Like, okay, I took the jump. I believe in myself, but stuff can still go wrong, you know? So I remember like the first few times, like I said, it was a few kids that I trained, so I was doing that by myself. But the first time I had a camp, I got lucky. So I know you know like the Mabry family. Like,
yes.
The mom, Patty Mabry, she helped me out as far as like behind the scenes, putting stuff together to get people to sign up online, things like that.
That's awesome.
And then one of my teammates from Boston University, dude, Brian Macon.
Okay.
Right? Handle Life. So he's down in like Miami.
Yep.
I actually got him to come out to my first camp I was gonna have. So he had a little bit of a name already, like through Instagram.
Yeah, I would say Handle Life. You know, if you're in the basketball community.
Yeah, you know what Handle Life is. Yeah. So I brought him out there, and he even kind of schooled me to the game. Before we went out there, he was like, "Yeah, you just can't cheat the grind, man. You just gotta put the work. It's gonna be up, it's gonna be down. You just gotta stick it through. Then it's gonna pay off." So he came through and he had a good first camp, right? First camp was good, and I was feeling myself after that, right?
Yeah.
I tried to have another camp like a month later. I brought my guy Derek Mercer. I played with him. He was St. Anthony's. I brought him down. I was like, "Hey, I'm at camp. We're gonna get 100 kids in here. It's gonna be good. Just come help me out. I'll pay you. Blah blah blah." Came down. It was like 2 kids that showed up. It was like one of those 4-hour camps.
Yeah. Oh man.
So he walked in. I was like, "Yo," he jumped out from Jersey City. I'm like, "Yo, my bad." One of the parents gave me a little extra money just so I could help him out.
Oh
and
man.
From that point on, like, before I had that camp, I didn't do the marketing. I didn't execute the way I was supposed to.
Right.
So I just said, okay, the day before, "Hey, I'm having a camp. 100 kids, come out," because I had success before.
Right.
Right. Like, "Hey, come out. We're having a camp." Then 2 people showed up.
Man.
And that changed that day. I remember it.
That was
it
like
changed me 100%. Yeah, I was like, I cannot come into the situation unprepared. I cannot go into having a camp or having anything without marketing it for a few weeks, months. The longer I had to market it, the better, right?
Right, yeah.
And then from that point, like, I went even deeper into getting to the Facebook ads, the Google ads, everything. Learn now how to do that and grow my following so I can have the access to just put stuff out and blow it up. But like
so it almost like taught you how to just do things in complete excellence, because I think when you talk about entrepreneurs, like when you're at least in the service, like when you're doing events and things like that, it's so easy to get wrapped into, I had real good success this first event. This next event is going to be a breeze. And it's like, nah, if you don't follow all the steps, you're going to get humbled real quick. Yeah. But that's cool to see, to even, like you said, to know that was a defining moment for you.
Yeah.
Right? So that moment, I'm assuming, just kind of stayed with you through, the obviously now many events that you run, in terms of now you know the business, you know when you need to start marketing, the whole nine, right? You have your system for it. Tell me a little bit about just the resources that you use. So you said, like, okay, if you had a training session at 7, you'd be on YouTube. What other, like, besides YouTube or whatever, what other conversations did you have, like resources, people, motivation did you use throughout this entire process?
Well, my dad and my uncle had a nonprofit organization, the one I was coaching with. So they started it when I was younger.
Okay.
So 99 it came out, right? And they were doing things just, like I said, nonprofit, helping kids. They were taking a lot of money out of their pockets, just paying for kids to go to Florida, national, all that kind of stuff, right on them. And I first started out when I was going to try to do training and run tournaments and do like AAU and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I didn't, I kind of got away from that. But they kind of schooled me to the game in the sense that they told me the ins and outs, right? This is what you need to do. This is how you go get gym time, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because obviously when Jersey so it gets cold, I can only practice outside for a little bit. That was going to be something I had to face.
Right.
And there's always been this positive influences in my life. Right? My dad's 100% probably my biggest role model, right? So I try to be like him in every way, and he's taught me so much about just being humble, how to think things through, how to move in intense situations, even when things get low. It's not like fold.
Right.
So he always say figure out how to get bigger than your problems, right? You got a problem, figure out how to get bigger than your problems. Yeah. And that's the way I move. So little things like that from him, having support, them, the rest of my family, it's helped me just move, move easy.
That's dope, because I mean, even with that, right? Like you said earlier, how your time is important to spend time with your family, and to hear how important your family has been with just your ability to, like you said, hip yourself to the game of, being a basketball trainer and just evolving in the nonprofit space and the business space, and how family has played such a major part for you through all of that. Yeah. So I want to fast forward a little bit. So you start Hoop Dream Society, right? What year did you start Hoop Dream Society?
I officially made it a company in 2018. It was loyal to the gym training before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I bet you people didn't know that.
No,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
It was loyal to the gym training.
All right. Nice. And so you came up with Hoop Dream Society in 2018. 2018.
Yeah.
Okay. So where were you? Did you start out at Sportica?
No.
Was that your first? Where'd you start?
My first place I started was the park.
The park, the good old park.
Yeah. And then my uncle was still doing the Madawan travel, basketball.
Yeah.
So every now and then I would get like, if he was practicing on one side, I'd use the other side. Coming in this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Use the other side over there. I'm trying to think where else. I went to a few schools. I went to a place like a synagogue down in like Rumson or something like that.
Yep.
I was just reaching out.
Yeah, you gotta get creative with where you can do it. I feel
100%.
it.
Just trying to figure it out. And I think one of the biggest things was I got a hold of like that St. Rose, but that was a little later on. Actually, before St. Rose, I actually did go into Sportica.
Okay.
So my whole mindset with that was I was, like I said, training in locations. And even though I went to schools, there was no one else around there to see me train.
Mm.
So I could train these kids, and they were training well. It's like, this is good. The kids are getting an intense workout, they're getting better. But I'm not growing because no one's seen it, right? I didn't have no one to film it, nothing like that. I had to do it myself, you know, typical Instagram trainer, pass it,
Yeah.
So I was doing that. So one day I was like, you know what? I got a little bit of money. Let me go and just rent a court at Sportica. Because I know it just opened up, Sportica.
Yeah, I was about to say Sportica.
It just opened. It was packed when it first opened up. Yeah. So I was like, let me rent this, like, I forget the days, like Tuesday and Thursday, whatever, these 2 hours every week. And let's see if I make something happen. I can get in front of people, they're going to see me. And they should like me, right? I did that, went there, grabbed a bunch of kids that I knew, had a little bit of game. And brought them to the court, you know, and I just, level energy up. We're going hard, we're doing this, doing that. I had like Larry out there.
Oh, Larry.
Shout out to Larry. My guy. So all these dudes were out there and they were just going, you know?
Just going at it.
And the training was good, the kids were looking good, and parents were around watching. And then I got, that's when I got my one kid, Morrow. His dad see me training over there. And then he asked me to train his son, brought him on, then people started just coming more and more, and it's kind of just grew from there.
I feel like even that's like a calculated risk, like the decision to even rent out the Sportica courts, because it ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap. It's like $100 an hour, so like throw that away, like when you don't got it like that, it's tough. Like I said, I've always been willing to take risks.
Right.
If I think I can do something, I'll take that risk. I'll put the money out there, right? And that's just the way it was, you know. And it got to a point where I was doing everything myself. And this kind of circles back to just the time thing. It was getting to the point it was overwhelming. It was like, okay, now I got 50 kids, you know, and it's just me out here. Now I'm running around. I was moving so much. I would go down to Deal, then I would go to like now open outside train somebody, then I would go back down to Tom's River, then I go all the way up to like Patterson. Like I was traveling.
No one ever talks about that with the basketball training. Like when you are moving around basically all over the state like that.
Yeah, just living in my car.
Yeah, for real. No, for real. It's a living in your car type situation. So you're at Sportica, right? So, you know, fast forward, you know, you have a lot more kids. You're training 50 kids by yourself and things like that. Tell me, like, when did you really get like established at Sportica? Because that was like, I guess, like your first spot. That was when I got introduced to it. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that.
So I got established in there, I would say summer of 2018.
Okay.
Because that's when I really like decided, okay, I'm really gonna do this, right? And I had a summer camp. I was doing stuff in the spring, but it was like 2 nights every here and there. Yeah. Summertime, I had a camp, and like 7 kids popped up. Like the first one, I had like 3 camps. Like, all right, 70 kids popped up. I had another camp. Did the marketing. Like 70 kids showed up. Did it again. More kids showed up, right? So then I rented the court, maybe a few more out, like 3 days a week, and I was doing that throughout the year. And it got to a point where they were looking for somebody to do like training in there. And they came to me and said like, hey, do you want to like partner? And I was like, yeah, I mean, if it makes sense, right? The numbers make sense and it adds up. I'll definitely partner with you guys, right? And with a good location, there's always traffic, people going through. I could be seen like I would like to be. And I partnered with them, and that took a while. It took like the whole year. Partnered right before COVID happened.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So before that, I was doing like, I was in there, but I was just renting the gym from them. Right. I wasn't part of it, right? And then, like I said, right before COVID happened, that January, throughout December, I was just discussing the deal, what we wanted to do, going back and forth. I don't know, I want to pay this. I don't know if I should do that. Going back and forth. January, I committed. And then I went. We had the first like set sessions, right? In case of age groups were coming this time, age groups coming that time. And I knew if I had a consistent location, people would come.
Absolutely.
Right? I also knew I needed help, so I brought 2 more people in. But then we had our thing in January. It went from like me having like 20 kids in the first session, like the first few sessions, in the first month consistently to like the next month having like 40 kids. And then going into March, we were at like 80 to 100 kids that were coming in like paying consistently.
Yeah.
And then COVID said, was like, nah, Marques.
I would say, so how did you pivot with that? Because
Yeah.
obviously the pandemic played a huge role with a lot of, like, how did you pivot with that?
So I had December, I rented out because I was gonna do a summer camp either way. I rented out St. Rose for the summer. So I just remember during COVID, I was at St. Rose.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I was at St. Rose. So I rented the entire gym out from like 9 to like 7 at night. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it happened. And then I didn't know if I was gonna be able to use it or not.
Right.
They let me use it. And it got to a point where I was like, dang, like, I don't want to be out here training. This crazy thing going on. I said, but I got kids, I got fees.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
this is my livelihood now. Right now, I'm mature. I got kids in the situation.
Absolutely.
Right, that's my livelihood. So I got to do it. And I got to put it out there. It was like, listen, if you're not comfortable training, that's fine. You don't have to come. If you are comfortable, then come. I gotta make money. I gotta be here. You know.
Yeah.
So we started doing that.
Okay.
And it just surprisingly, a lot of kids popped up.
Yeah.
They popped up, and during that time, like I said, there was nothing going on in Sportica. So I opted out of the contract I had with them.
Okay.
I was like, there's no point. Like, you guys got to do what you got to do
Right.
to make sure things keep running.
Exactly.
And I got to do what I got to do to make sure things keep flowing. So I opted out of the contract. So we weren't partners anymore after that.
Okay.
July was good. August was good. September was okay, but I didn't have the consistent gym time anymore. And that's when I was like, I'm gonna take a real big risk right now. And I was like, listen, if we just get this court from 3 to 9 every day at Sportica, release 2 courts for them. And if I can have that, everybody knows, okay, Hoop Dreams is gonna be here every day, and they can just anytime drop in, walk in, they know it's gonna be that time, then we can grow. So I dropped a decent amount of money just to lease those courts for 2 courts for the entire year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
entire year.
That's a risk.
Yeah, it was
That's
a
a
risk.
risk.
Yeah, it was a risk, man. I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, guys, it's gonna be crazy. Probably it was definitely the biggest risk I took. But then, same thing, it went in from like the first month in October when we opened up in there, came in like, it said like 40 kids. The end of October, we had 80 kids in there. Then we had like, by the end of November, we had like 120 kids.
Right, it's
then we
growing.
had like 200. Yeah, and
wow.
it just started growing.
Yeah.
Enough that I got a chance to take money out of that and then buy this place.
Yeah. Now, I was just
saying?
saying, I want to get to this place. So when you, like, first off, tell me about the feeling it was to buy this place. Like, when you locked it all down. Because I know a little bit about just, like, how long it took.
Yeah.
But when you finally, like, the ink is dried, tell me how that feels about just thinking about where you were. You're working at 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Right? You make the decision, yo, this ain't for me. Yeah. I'm just going to do the training thing, right? Where you decide, okay, you're at the desk, you're spending a bunch of time working on it. Yeah. You see, like, okay, this is working. You know, you're moving from gym to gym, going all over Jersey. Yeah. So you partner with Sportica, pandemic hits, like, and now you have this. Yeah. You have your own gym. You have Hoop Dream Society has its own gym. Yeah. What does that feel like? How does that feel to you?
More than anything else, right, from the business aspect of it, right? Me doing all that. It feels great because I grew up playing basketball. Right. That I have my own. Yeah. That I have my own basketball court. That's probably the biggest thing. Right. Right. And I know I can get up, come get shots if I'm stressed. It's obviously an easy way to just relieve any kind of stress to shoot shots. You don't think about anything else, right? That's a fact. So obviously from a business standpoint, it's a great feeling to know you accomplished something like anything else. You set goals and you hit those goals. It feels good. I think when my kids come in here, I get to see like, okay, I'm building something for them. Then I really get like a sense of like satisfaction. I get happy with that, right? So that's probably the biggest thing. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Besides that, I'm doing so much right now because I'm still in the mix. Like, I'm far from being where I got to be to get that time that I was talking about before. I'm not there yet, right? I'm here. I'm training after this, right? Like one-on-ones throughout the day. Then I'm all over the place. I come back tomorrow, and it's a grind. I'm still in the grind, but I know that I have the vision, which I never set was like, okay, I need to do this in 1 year. I said I could get there, you know. And here's what I got to do next. Let's knock it down, right? Here's what I got to do after that. Let's take care of that. And I know eventually I'm gonna get to that point where I have that freedom, where I can go, like I said, spend time with the family. So, like I said, I don't get time to sit around that much and like just like, oh, look around. No, I'm like, all right, I'm in it. Let's go. We're doing it. We're just moving, you know.
True. So, that's really dope. Just because it sounds like, obviously this is a great accomplishment, but because your vision for what you want to do is so much higher, you haven't really taken the time to really soak it all in, just because you're still moving and grooving. Yeah. You're still moving with your time. You're still basically making use of your time, still grinding, sticking to it. Like, tell me about just, were there any constant mindsets, like constant phrases or things routines that you had to have to kind of keep yourself motivated and in it? Just because a lot of times, right, like, you have a passion for basketball, you have a passion for helping these kids, training these kids, and you spoke about how there are low points, there's high points, and everything like that. What mental things did you that were with you kind of help get you through the low points?
I think the passion for the game is probably huge, right? When you're faced with different low points. Like I said, it's obviously low points. Me coming in here, like having a little bit of success with Sportica, and then taking money out, putting into this, now you drop back down, right? Yeah. You go back down, now you gotta go back up. Now I'm taking a second risk. Like, I don't know if this place is gonna go the way it's supposed to, right? I once again, I have faith in myself. I think it can, right? And you invest into that, right? You invest, I believe in myself. And that's just basically just the biggest mindset, right? If you have the passion, then it makes it easier. Okay, this is going on. We're gonna be all right, right? You're gonna handle this. You're having fun. You're enjoying it, training the kids, getting that going. And you come back, sit down. I tell myself, like, I'm gonna be good. We're gonna be good. Yeah. There's no reason why this can't work. There's no reason why this won't work. Why not? Yeah. The numbers are there. The people are there. The training, the quality of the training is there. The energy, the passion, all that stuff is there. Yeah. Now, how much time it takes, right?
Right. That's you willing.
You're
willing to put in that time. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about just you personally going through all of this. Like, what did you learn about yourself through this entire process? Because obviously being here in this gym, and this is a beautiful gym, by the way. Thank you. Like, what did you learn about yourself is basically the main question I want to ask. Like, throughout this entire process, right? You're putting in the time, you know that time is important to you and everything like that. How did you grow through this whole thing?
I think like I said, I was always a risk taker, but I didn't realize how much of a calculated risk taker I was. Right? Yeah. For everything from this to like cryptocurrency, stuff like that. Like people were iffy with things like that. Like I'm like, this makes sense to me. And a lot of quotes I don't know who says them, right? I see them on the internet, right?
That's real. But they stick with you. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So I heard one that was like, opportunity lies in the moment where something is like presents itself and it makes sense to you before it makes sense to everybody else. Yeah. And I feel like I'm faced with in a lot of situations. I look at situations and I say, okay, this seems risky, but does it make sense in the end, in the long run? Like, yeah, it does. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
It's real. It's dope because it's like you leaning into your own talent, because that's a talent. Like at the end of the day, like that's something that a lot of people don't necessarily have, and a lot of people don't embrace that type of talent. And that's especially when you talk about risks and things like that. Because one thing that people underestimate when they talk about even accomplishing their dreams is that the risks get bigger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one risk to say, okay, renting one court to where now you have a facility. Like the risks, at least in terms of financially, the risks in terms of time, and there are a lot more moving parts that you now have to be a manager of. Yeah. So that's, I'm hats off to you for handling all that, because it's few people that really understand and are actually able to take all of that with grace. Yeah,
and I think it makes it easier too when I come home to a situation where it's easy. So like my fiance, right? So it was never like a situation where I had to like go get a job, listen, that pressure
real.
Changes everything, especially when you got kids. Kids on the way, then you have kids, then you have another kid. Easily could have been like, nah, you need to drop that and go get that 9 to 5. Because I've had people ask me to come work here, and I've turned down jobs, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to commute to Manhattan. I don't want to do that. You know. Yeah. And to have that support and her having faith in that I can build something as well, definitely also makes it easier.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the biggest. If I know my family, immediate family, is good with the support, then it makes everything else good to go.
So everything for you really is just tied in your family. Like when you think
big
about
on family,
just the support. 'Cause you're right. Like with anyone that's pursuing any type of dream or anything like that, there's risk. There's so many things on the outside. But it's like as long as people are like firm in why they're doing what they're doing, the purpose of it, their firm in just their support system and like not just support in like the I see that cool basketball thing you're doing, that's cool, but like in the support, like, no, look, I support you, do your thing. Like there's just a different level of interest in that support, with you, with your family. Like you're pretty much fueled by that.
Yeah, I think I'm comfortable, right? So like I know, except with the support level with the family, and I'm not talking about like financial support. I'm talking about, hey, if everything else fails, the family gonna let me come stay with them for a little bit,
Also, if everything comes crashing down, that's
so that makes it easier to move too. I know all my relatives are move like that. Yeah, what? Yeah, you can come stay with me. Yeah, we got extra room. Yeah, come stay here. Right. Do I want to do that? No.
Right. We don't ever want to be in that position, but you know that's there.
Yes, so I know it's there, and I know if I get in that situation, that I can bounce back, do something else, and get out of it. I'll go sell T-shirts on.
Yeah, I was saying we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, we're gonna be good. That's really dope, man. So last question I have for you. Here at Craft Your Dream, we have 3 core values. We have clear vision, 100% effort, and consistency. We believe that is the strategy to accomplishing any goal or dream. What is your core values in terms of values that have stuck with you to get you to this point, and values that you're gonna keep with you to take you to basically fulfill the vision and fulfill the purpose that you have with this thing?
You gotta have this confidence just to believe, right, in what you're doing. And then, like I said before, execution. I think execution is the biggest thing. Because nothing happens, right? We don't come here and shoot this show right now. You don't execute. You don't get the people to set things up, what the chairs is. You don't come here and meet, right?
That's a fact.
So, at the end of the day, if you set that goal, right, make your goals, execute, get it done.
I like that.
And just add on that, like I said, I try to treat everything. I learned a lot from the game of basketball. So I always realized that I've been in games where we've been down by 20. It's the 4th quarter, right? There's time left in the game. And we had a chance to come back and win, all right? Yeah. So as long as there's time left, you can come back and make something happen. You can win, you can still win the game. Right. And this whole thing right now, level of success mixed with the time, how much time can I get, right? I'm treating it all like a game, right?
Yeah.
How many points can I score? That's equivalent to my time.
Yeah.
I need 50, right?
I love that. Yeah, I said we gotta get to it. I love that. That's dope, man. That's dope. This was awesome, bro. Once again, thank you. Congratulations on all of this, because you know what I'm saying, I think it's so easy to overlook it, especially when we're just in the thick of things, when you're just moving and grooving. You're just like, okay, another goal is hit, now you're on to the next one.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like you can't take too much time to be like, wow, like I did all this. It's like, nah, like it's time to move on to the next thing. Yeah. So congratulations for real, because what you're doing, like you're really having an impact on Jersey. With just what you're doing here at Hoop Dream Society.
Appreciate it.
Really, this is dope. Guys, appreciate you for checking out this episode. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more episodes and things like that. And we appreciate you. Attend the Craft Your Dream event. Check out craftyourdream.org for more information. Connect with Marques. We'll have some of his information for Hoop Dream Society below in the comments section. But once again, we appreciate you. That's a wrap on another episode of Dreamer Talks, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.